Watch the end. If you don't understand or believe in what I'm about to say, you should skip Cornhole Math. A lot of cornhole players use their feelings and intuition on if they should attempt a shot or not. These feelings and intuitions are going to be correct, but can also lead you astray. There is an optimal way to play based on your ability. If you know with 100% certainty that you should make a shot, then 100% commit to that shot, you are more likely to execute. This is where some players get hung up. Let's say you use the app correctly and find out that your airmail percentage is at 50%. When you play a game, every time you go for an airmail, you have a 50% chance of making it. You have ability to make 4 in a row, and you have the ability to miss 4 in a row. Your probability of making it is always 50%, unless you improve or decline. This does not mean if you miss 4 in a row, you are now due and you'll definitely make the next one. Or, if you made 4 in a row, you should stop attempting the shot because probability says you're going to start missing. There is no such thing as hot or cold. If the probability says you are at 50%, you are at 50%. If you believe in I am hot or I am cold, and you are feeling hot and attempt that shot, you will make it 50% of the time. If you feel cold and go for the shot, you'll make that shot lower than 50%. These feelings create self-fulfilling prophecies for the negative, but stay exactly the same for the positive. Feelings will only lower your accuracy. Let's take a coin. There's 50% chance of getting heads and a 50% chance of getting tails. If you flipped a coin 1,000 times, the average would be about 50%. If you took a small section of those 1,000 throws, you would notice sections of 12 heads in a row, and then sections of 7 tails in a row, and many sections of heads, then tails. If you were to watch a section of 12 heads in a row, would you say to yourself, heads is high? No, it's a 50% chance. It has always been a 50% chance. It will always stay a 50% chance. Use the practice app Beyond Boards and Bags. Find out what your percentages are. You will stay at that percentage unless you improve or decline. If you play worse in high pressure situations, then your percentages will go down. If you thrive under pressure, then your percentages will stay the same. If you're unhappy with your losses, you need to improve during practice. If you played one training exercise and it says you're at 60%, this is a very small sample size and will not be accurate. You need to play at least 10 times to be accurate. If you're a beginner, you'll make huge improvements in a very short period of time. However, if you're a more seasoned player, your improvements are going to be much smaller, unless you get some coaching or change something that significantly improves your game. You need to play one training exercise at least 10 times in a short time, under 2 weeks to a day. The act of doing this much practice will improve your percentages. We are humans, not coins, so it's going to be impossible to know exactly what your percentage is at that exact moment. Let's say you determine that your percentage in the last 10 games is 52.3%. What you should put in your head is a range of 45 to 55, or just pick a number like 50%. You know for certain that it is not 30% or 70%. This is the basics of Cornhole Math. Use the practice app Beyond Boards and Bags and know exactly what your percentages are. Alright, I've already downloaded the app Beyond Boards and Bags, so we're going to click it bottom right. We are going to go to Start Practicing. We're going to go to Airmail Training. And since this is fictitious, we're just going to, what bags are you throwing? I'm just going to put anything there. And then what pattern are you working on? To know what your slide in percentage is and what your airmail percentage is in, I like playing slide airmail. And the rules say if you push or airmail drag a bag in, it counts for the original points. But if you want to know the actual percentages, you only count it if you make it on the first try. Start game. And over here, it tells you, the top part tells you your all-time record for airmails and slide-ins. And at the bottom, it says the last 10 game average. So I'm averaging 46.5% airmails and 61% slide-ins. So I'm pretty certain when I go play a real game, those are my percentages. Like I said, we're just going to put fictitious numbers here. So let's say we get the first one, we get both in, and we get airmail. On the bottom, it says your percentage. So right now, we're at 100% and 50%. Next. And let's say again, and we miss both airmails. So now the percentages goes down. Now, let's say we go 1 in and 2 airmails, and we hit nix. Let's just run through this now, and let's just say the rest of the time we're at 50-50. And as you can see, slide-ins and airmails update as you play. And last round is we did really good. Okay, so now, end of the game, the airmail rate is at 50% and slide-in is at 70%. This is what your percentage is for this game. But when you first start the game and it says the 10-game average, that is the numbers I would use. So that is how the Beyond Boards and Bags app work.